There are many different types of games in the modern times that you can choose to play. For nearly as long as there have been games, they've been telling stories. From the simple premise of Breakout in 1976 to modern epics like God of War Ragnarok, games have shaped their stories and have been shaped by the worlds they exist in. What I'm here to talk about are team-based shooters, none of which I've spent more time playing than Paladins, Champions of the Realm. Paladins has gone through multiple different development team structures and lead designers over the game's long span in open beta, before its release in 2018. That long development has created a distinctly different feel between the original maps and the maps of the new updates. With different creative leads on the game, the story got changed and the amount of focus given to the story was increased. You can see this in the design of Paladins. First, let's look at the older maps that haven't been updated, such as Serpent's Beach, Splitstone Quarry, and Bright's Marsh, each having distinct styles and architecture, ruins, a rock quarry, and a thriving fantasy village, respectively. What the old style of maps share is a feeling that the place holds stories that could be found and understood. Taking a closer look at one map in particular, Splitstone Quarry, which was added in July of 2017, we can see that it's filled with details that show the story behind the map. Each side has an elevator to the top of the valley as the spawn point. The bottom of the valley works as an arena that you fight in, having a drill and lifter in the center of the map where the teams first meet. There is also a lava flow at the back end of the mechanical lifter, which you as the player can conclude powers the machine, each side having blueprints hanging and the evidence of everyday work at the quarry strewn about the battleground. You see something very different in the new and refurbished maps, such as Stone's Keep, Magistrate's Archive, and Bazaar. Each map, as before, has a distinct architecture, but the style is more uniform. It also adds new lighting to the maps, making them more vibrant. Paladin's newer style has a cleaner feel, lacking the evidence of life present in the older style. This detracts from the strong environmental storytelling of the older maps. You can see how the new dev team trains the story from a map by comparing the 2017 version of the map, Magistrate's Archive, to the 2020 rework of the map. As you can see in the screenshots of the original map, it has a flatter color scheme and visual messiness of the old style of maps. Vines and cracks can be seen around the map, and it has a detail that is mentioned in the bio of the character Maeve, creating a continuity between the world and characters. Comparing that to the 2020 update, the map looks more vibrant and animated, but overall, the look is cleaner. This new update tried to turn the map into the study of the new character Corvus, but the theming falls flat when the only thing the two share are purple variations of the crystals located throughout the game. Looking in the center of the lower left side of the old, you can see the torn sleeve of the thief Maeve, but this detail was taken out of the map and replaced with a pool of purple liquid. On the other side of the spectrum is the game Overwatch, which was replaced by its sequel, Overwatch 2. Its world has been meticulously designed around its story from the very beginning. Each character plays a part in the narrative, and its maps show the details of the story in ways that brings life to its world that Paladins is sorely lacking in its current state. Along with this, the maps all have a consistent atmosphere and architectural influence, even if they vary drastically in setting. Even the small details of the map line up with the lore that we see in external sources, such as Hanamura having the evidence of Hanzo and Genji's fight in the short trailer, Dragons. The map I'm choosing to look deeper into is King's Row, a futuristic version of London. This map has trash littered around the street, as if people have just been evacuated out of the way of an attack. The map also features graffiti saying that Omnics, sentient robots, have both a right and no right to live in the city. Sirens can be heard in the distance, alongside the vaguely eerie sound of a quiet city. The place at which the payload, which is a massive EMP device, is sent is a foundry, at which it would make sense for a robotic workforce to be employed when thinking of the strength and precision needed to work the job. If you look at Overwatch's design philosophy, you can see both what Paladins is lacking and what it needs to do in order to save its story. Paladins' world has a drastically different feel between its different era of maps. Both eras have something in common with Overwatch. The original style of maps has environmental storytelling, much like the world of Overwatch, but it lacks a trait that both the new maps and Overwatch have in spades: atmosphere. This atmosphere on its own can be quite nice looking, but when you add in the flavor of a well-planned story, it can elevate a game's world design far beyond what Paladins currently displays. The best option for Paladins right now is for the dev team to look at the maps alongside the story they're trying to tell, and make sure the details match. Looking back at Magistrate's archive, instead of removing a detail that was thought so important that the team put Maeve as the final shot of the map's reveal trailer, they could have contextualized the theft as Maeve having stolen something from the map's new main character, Corvus.